Okay, welcome to today's vocabulary lesson, which is on wealth and poverty. So money in various degrees. Let's start with the expression filthy rich, which is very similar to stinking rich, and it means very rich. But you can probably already see that these are very negative adjectives. Filthy means very dirty. It's a strong adjective from dirty. So we say very dirty, but we say absolutely filthy. And stink, when something stinks, it's a bad smell. Yeah, it's a really bad smell. It's a disgusting smell. So stinking rich sounds pretty disgusting as well. Filthy is disgusting. Stinking is disgusting. But these do mean very rich. So I wish I were filthy rich or stinking rich. Yeah, I'm not, sadly, but I wish I were filthy rich. And notice I'm using the subjunctive here after I wish. I wish I were. I wish I were a rich man is a very famous song, yeah? And so you can hear the subjunctive in that song. It's not I wish I was a rich man, it's I wish I were a rich man, and that's how we can see it's subjunctive. Yeah, I were is quite unusual, but you see it in second conditional. If I were rich, I would buy a yacht. Yeah, if I was stinking rich, I would buy a yacht, something like that. So these two mean that you are really, really wealthy. Yeah, they mean that you have money to burn. This is an idiom, which means that somebody has so much money that they could sit there and burn it and they would still be rich because they've got so much all over their house or in their jacket or in their bank account, obviously. And so, yeah, if you say he has money to burn, that means he's filthy rich, he's stinking rich, he's extremely wealthy. And you can use the word wealthy or affluent or well-off. All three of these describe a rich person. I would say that well-off is perhaps not as formal as affluent, which I think is a little bit more formal. And affluent works well with these words. You can say that Japan is an affluent nation, and it means a wealthy nation. I don't know if that's true, I've never been there. But an affluent nation, maybe Switzerland is an affluent nation, maybe. You might live, and I hope you do, in a wealthy suburb, an affluent suburb. So these words both work well with nation or suburb. They both collocate well. You can talk about a wealthy suburb. And you can talk about a wealthy businessman, an affluent businessman, a well-off businessman. They all work really well. I wouldn't say well-off nation or well-off suburb. Well-off works well for people, okay? And it means provided for. Yeah, it's another way you could say it. He's provided for. He's well off. He's got quite a lot of money. Yeah. So well off means that you've got quite a lot of money, and especially if you put relatively in there, he's relatively well off. That means that he's got quite a lot of money. It means that he's got quite a lot of money compared to you, usually. So he's relatively well off. He's, got more money than me, you might say. Now, if well off means that you've got some money, you're quite rich. Hard up is the opposite. If you're hard up, you don't have much money. And I want you to think about the word hardship, which is coming soon down here, severe hardship. Perhaps this is why we say hard up, because it's similar to hardship. I'm not sure, but when somebody is hard up, they don't have much money. Okay, when somebody is well off, they do have quite a bit of money. And two more interesting idioms that you can use for when somebody is filthy rich, when somebody has money to burn, you can say he's rolling in it. And the it here means cash, money, banknotes. This guy is so filthy rich that he is rolling around in his bed and he's covered in banknotes. That's the image that I have when somebody says he's rolling in it. Yeah, and so, I don't know, some kind of, perhaps Bill Gates, yeah, he's a very wealthy man. You might say he's rolling in it, and you might say that Microsoft is raking it in. Now, rake is a garden tool, and you normally rake the leaves. Yeah, it's that tool which helps you collect the leaves. Yeah, it's got, it kind of looks like this, a garden rake, although I'm not going to be very good at drawing it. I'm never very good at drawing, guys. But it looks like that, yeah, and you rake in the leaves. You rake the leaves. Well, if you're raking it in, it sounds to me like you're raking banknotes in, maybe £50 notes, yeah, and you're so rich that you've got banknotes all over your garden. So both of those mean stinking rich, filthy rich. This guy's got money to burn, he's rolling in it, he's raking it in.